Hi, this is Will. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trick your brain into doing difficult things that it doesn't want to do. I know that sounds super complicated, but I'll show you a couple of actionable things that you can actually do that will help you out. I have tried these myself and they do help out quite a bit. So I definitely advise to watch this video. I think it's going to be very helpful. So how to trick your brain into doing difficult things? Well, first of all, gamifying your tasks. I know this might sound a little bit funny, but there are a lot of tasks that are just really boring and really hard to do because it just seems dull to really do them. So what you need to do, you need to gamify them somehow, and there are different ways how you can do that. A very simple way to do that, for example, if let's say you're struggling with exercise, what you need to do, you need to create a little game out of it. So for example, I remember this was when I first started getting into exercise. What I did was whenever I would do push-ups, I would increase the amount of push-ups that I can do every day. So I wrote here 10, but I think it was 5 push-ups. So I think I did 10 push-ups the first day, then I did 15 push-ups the next day, then I did 20 push-ups after that, and so on and so on. The same goes when I was doing crunches. I was trying to top it up every single day, and if I couldn't do that, then I would go back. So let's say if I did 25, the next day I tried to do 30, but I failed, then I would go back to 20 and then try another day again. So basically just making it a little bit more interesting, so you are looking forward. If you did 20 push-ups a day, you want to see, oh, will I be able to make 25 the next day? Can I do that? Perhaps you can also find some friend. I did that with my cousin, so we would compete. We would do push-ups separately for a week, and then we would meet each week and see who can do more push-ups. So see if you can find someone that can help you to gamify it as well. Another really great example of this is such apps as Duolingo, or there's also an app called Memrise. So these are apps that I use for language learning, and what they do is basically they create a game. You have different levels that you go through, you collect different experiences, you have to finish different tasks, and so on. So it really doesn't feel like you are learning a language. It really feels kind of like you're playing a game, and it makes it a little bit more to feel like you're actually accomplishing something, just because you see that you're getting those points. And they even have this leaderboard that you can see where you are in this week compared to other people. And I don't know why this matters. It's really silly because I don't know these people or anything, but if I see that it's the weekend, it's the end of the week, and I am at the second position, I definitely going to be studying a little bit more to be first in that first position among everyone. I don't know what it is, but there's something about human competitive nature that really helps. So the point of this really is that whatever it comes to, even if it's your work, try to gamify it somehow. So it might sound really funny to you, but even if you, let's say you have some tasks that you really struggle with doing work, just write down, okay, this task, if I do it for 30 minutes, I get 10 points. And then if I do this easier task for an hour, perhaps I get 5 points. And then you see how many points you're collecting every day, how many points you're collecting every week. And then what is going to happen, you will first of all see how many points did you get yesterday, and you will want to get more points the next day. And then you will see how many points you got last week. And if you're going to be at almost that exact level of points, you will put in a little bit extra work to get more points to surpass your points last week. It sounds really silly because these points really don't matter at all, but there is something about your brain that is just going to make you want to do those tasks, to get those more points, to actually do better than the last week. So I know this sounds really silly, but try it out. I guarantee it's going to help. By the way, I do have another channel that is all about starting business online and all that kind of stuff, so I would appreciate if you would check that channel out as well. So the next method is really powerful method as well, and this is rewards systems. So what it means is pairing rewards with difficult tasks to actually create habits. So whenever you do a difficult task, you have to combine it to something that you really enjoy. So the next time you're doing that difficult task, it's not as hard for you to approach it because you know that with the difficulty, something really enjoyable is going to come as well. So as I wrote here, there are a lot of different examples, but let's say you don't really like reading, but you know it's very beneficial for you. So perhaps whenever you are reading a book, let's say for 5 pages, you are going to have your favorite dish. You're going to have some dessert that usually you don't really eat, but you're going to reward yourself with something like that. What I do, and this might sound really funny as well, but this is just something I found to work really well for me, so that's why I'm using this as an example. So I struggled quite a bit with meditation just because my mind is constantly running 100 miles per hour. So what I would do is I would go out and I would go sunbathe, and at the same time I would meditate. It is really hard for me to lay down for 10 minutes and just to meditate, but because I am actually also sunbathing, I'm getting some sun, it feels really nice. I feel like I am rewarding myself at the same time, and also it feels honestly like I'm doing 2 things at the same time. I'm getting some vitamin D and I'm also working on my brain with meditation. So meditation, because of this little thing that might seem silly to you, it kind of seems silly to me, but honestly it helped me so much from really struggling to do meditation. I would do it every day without no problem. It became a habit basically instantly. So really, when you start pairing these difficult tasks with things that you enjoy, what eventually is going to start happening is the difficult tasks are going to become actually enjoyable as well, because your mind is just going to be tricked in that kind of way. It's just going to start associating something enjoyable with the difficult tasks. So another great way is to pair already existing habits with the new difficult tasks that you are trying to do. And this is a little bit different because this is not necessarily pairing it with something you enjoy, but rather than that, every day when we do something, we have little habits that we do without even thinking. For example, whenever you wake up, you probably, I hope at least, that you go to the bathroom and you brush your teeth. So this is something that we do. Perhaps it doesn't really bring us a lot of joy, but we're so used to it. We have been doing it for years, so we do it all the time without even thinking about it. So what you want to do is, when you do something like this, and let's say you are struggling with exercising, so for you to start out in small steps, what you could do is every time you go to brush your teeth, you also do some lunges while you are brushing your teeth. So it might seem a little bit strange at the beginning, but after some time it's going to become so normal that you are going to do it all the time. So the next method is a little bit less actionable, but it's still very important, and that's to have the end goal mindset. So basically what you need to do is you need to visualize yourself at the end goal. A lot of times when you do a difficult task, it's difficult because you don't see reward right away. It takes a long time, and that becomes very discouraging, and that's why we struggle to do those things, because we don't really get the motivation. That's why you need to turn those tasks into certain habits, because you cannot be motivated all the time. It's very difficult to do that. So what you want to do to make it a little bit easier, you need to picture yourself what is going to be the outcome, what is going to be end goal before you do all of these tasks. So again, for example, if you are working out, struggling with working out, changing your physique takes really long time. It can be months before you actually see some progress. So what you want to do, first of all, when you go to the gym, you want to visualize how exactly do you want to look, how exactly do you want your body to be changed. And also, I think very important thing with this is to actually track your progress, because again, with some things, it's really hard to see that you are progressing, and it just feels like you're doing the hard work, you're putting in so much effort, but nothing is really changing. So again, if we look at the same example of exercising, what I noticed, because exercising takes really long time to change, and I told this to a lot of my friends who struggle with exercising, instead of going to on scale, because sometimes if you lose fat but you gain muscle, the scale doesn't mean too much. Take pictures. So every week take a picture of your physique, and as you will see that progress that you are changing every week, it's going to help you so much more to go to the gym, and you'll get so much more motivation and all of that, because you will create these tools to actually visualize what your end goal is going to look like. But if you just look every day at the mirror, you will not see any difference, because the difference is coming so slow that you are just adjusting to the way you look. So you don't even, it looks like you're stagnant. It doesn't even look you're really progressing. So taking pictures, somehow tracking your progress really helps you to create that visual of how your goals are going to look like, and then use that when you work on the difficult tasks. So the last point is about self-identity. So basically what you want to do is you have to identify yourself as a person who does those things. So this is a little bit tricky to do, but it really helps quite a bit. Again, let's take the same example of going to the gym. So if you think about yourself as someone who is trying to lose weight, someone who is trying to go to the gym, it's going to be really hard because you think that you're trying to overcome this barrier. But if you are thinking of yourself as an athlete who's training really hard, then you are going to train as an athlete and not just as someone who's trying to go to the gym to lose some weight. Your whole mindset is going to change, and it's going to become easier to actually take those steps to go to the gym, and it's going to be easier for you to actually learn to enjoy those moments. And one thing also that helps with this is just using different vocabulary. So instead of saying that you're practicing or you're working on something or you're doing a task, just say that you are enjoying that particular action. So for example, instead of practicing an instrument, you are just playing an instrument. So something like that. Just these little words can actually help your mindset to process things that you are actually enjoying them rather than you are working on them. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, press thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, put on those notifications so you see more useful videos like this. There's also a lot of really useful stuff on my website, so check out the link down below in the description. Stay awesome, and I'll see you soon.